Yo, what up, fam? It's your boy, the resident otaku, Jude. You know we're here with the panel. We got TD once again, and our hostess with the mostest, G11. Back with another week for some good conversation. I do want to say one thing, though, before we get this kicked off. G, if it's all right.
Go for it.
I know you did a video yesterday, right? Or was it the day before?
It was yesterday.
If we could, if we could, let's just get a quick moment of silence and respect for our brother.
Yeah, for the homie Kevin Samuels, who just passed away. That it came out of nowhere. Oh, what up? We got Carl in the building too.
What's up, gents?
Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, just to do a quick moment of silence for Brother Samuels. He passed away recently. We don't know exactly what it was from, but that brother made a huge impact on these YouTube streets and in the community. I think, he was controversial, sure, but at the end of the day, I think the message he was pushing was a positive one ultimately. So let me just do that real quick. Moment of silence for him, man. All right. Thank y'all. For the folks tuning in, thanks for tuning in. This is technically Jude's episode this week, so I'm gonna try to let him do his thing, but he's kind of on the move as we go. He's like mobile. So Jude, do your thing, bro.
I love how you straight decide to call me out on this, but yes, this is my episode. However, today is a special day.
Excuses.
A day where I also have a date with destiny. That's right, for those of you who may not remember, and for those of you just tuning in and just learning about this, I also play the Digimon TCG, and I'm getting ready to have my revenge match.
It's blood.
So he's doing some nerd stuff, y'all.
With that being said,
oh my gosh!
Even though I am intending to do this, I do believe I should hold myself accountable for my actions.
That's right. That's the name of the game this week, right? We talk about accountability.
Indeed, we are. So, with that being said, I am genuinely getting called out already. But before we dive into it, before we do this, you know how we do our icebreaker, and I got a relatively good one for you. So,
what you got?
I know I like to listen to chilled out group, like just some chilled out tunes when I start my day, going through the workday, doing my admin. TD, I don't know if you do the same, but would you rather wear headphones at work or have your music playing on speaker?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know my answer.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what up, sus? Just in time.
Yep.
Hey.
I think we already know his answer. He has the headphones on already.
What I missed.
So we just started the Would You Rather.
See, I listen to a lot of different music. I don't want y'all hearing that shit.
I don't care. At the end of the day, shoot, I'm me, and I'm gonna continue to be me. You don't like my music? You don't have to listen. Go somewhere else.
I mean, I understand. I feel where you're coming from on that, but like at the same time, it's like people are still gonna like, oh, I don't like that. It's not appropriate. It's my ass.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Hey.
I don't know. I'm more of a headphones kind of guy.
Yeah, I'll me for a second. I I'm more private person. I don't even like talking on the phone, like on speaker with people around. I hate talking on the phone like a bunch of people, especially when I'm at the store. I'm like, nah. Keep it to myself.
Hey, are we picking up some extra feedback, or is the internet just kind of buggy?
It might be me. You know, I'm here getting ready to play some card games. I'm in the mall. Might be some people in the
Okay.
background.
Copy. I'm picking up a little bit of extra noise, I think, on my end. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't my crappy hotel internet. You feel me?
Oh, I feel you.
What's the Okay, says the real trick is to play the music so loud it comes through the headphones and still fills the room with music.
I've never heard of that.
Yo, it's the ultimate hack.
Never
K
heard
knows what's
that.
up.
And that's how you end up deaf by the time you're 30.
Well, good. That
Or
seems
just-
like I can just straight up go ahead and do that because you know I hit my limit. I can start blaring music now.
Hey, don't date yourself like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm just saying. I'm 18 with 12 years of experience.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
That's that
But-
military age.
I want you to have 16 years experience and you just started working.
Yo.
Yo, the trip.
Oh my god. But without further ado, I think we all kind of set ourselves up with that. And I guess we'll actually lead into this accountability topic. So, for our host with the most, I'll challenge you real quick. What are some things in life you hold yourself accountable for?
Oh man, dang, you coming with the hard hitting joint already, huh? So things that I hold myself accountable for, I think the easiest things are like work related type stuff, like being to work on time, making sure I'm getting projects done on time, make sure I'm accountable for paying my bills. You like, you know, the basic life stuff. And I guess to kind of add on to that question, things that I should hold myself accountable for, right? Diet, exercise, sleep, you know, getting enough sleep, you know, stuff that I'm slacking on that stuff, but I'm getting majority of the other stuff done. And I do hold myself accountable for my troops, like the people that work under me. Like if they mess up, I take that personally, like I messed up type deal. So that's just some things I hold myself accountable for. What you got, Jude?
So for me, obviously, the main thing I'm currently holding myself accountable for is my win-loss record above anything else.
Which is
But,
trash.
He say his loss record.
Really,
Yeah, his win-loss
First
ratio.
off, first off,
is looking
see me
real-
after this. See me after
real
this. We'll talk about
dismal.
them lights horns.
I don't even. I bet. I bet.
But that said, some of the other things I do, obviously, I too have my work responsibilities. I got to make sure my admin is on point, and with that, my planning, because I got to hold myself accountable for that as well. I'm sure TD can relate, but he's the number one man out here. Above all else, the main thing, like all jokes aside, are basically making sure that my home is secure. Because for me, as my family's good, cat's good, I know I'm doing all right. It's good.
No, that's a good point. So we got home, we got job. What about the rest of y'all? TD, what you got?
I guess I'll pick up from something that you mentioned, which is working out. So hold myself to health standards. And I recently injured myself, so it made it really difficult for me to hold myself accountable, even though I wanted to. But you don't want to stick to accountability so much to the point where you hurt yourself in the process. So sometimes you have to take a break from some things, and I would say work. That's something we all touched on and we all talk about, but health is something that I hold myself to for sure.
That's a solid point, man. I think you made there, like holding yourself accountable, but not so much to the point to where you're injuring. Like I've seen people get injured in the gym for doing too much. I'm pretty sure I've hurt myself trying to do too much, in terms of accountability. Uh Carl, what you got, man? Also, shout out to Carl. This was his idea for the topic this week.
Yeah, I won't lie. I won't lie. Carl, thank you for that. I appreciate you.
Anytime. As far as myself, everything that was mentioned, work, home secure, I got to get on a workout regimen. I'm working on that, but it's a bit difficult. The motivation, to hold myself accountable for my motivation, because it's been kind of low lately. But I'm sure I will get better. And also a weird one, um, dating accountability. Who I who I get involved with. That's very important. Because if you do not watch yourself as far as that, you will be in a messed up place.
Facts, brother. I don't know if you saw the conversation last Saturday, but we kind of dug into that a little bit.
Yeah, was that was toxic relationships, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what you got, bro.
I mean, I feel like I'm repeating everything everybody else is saying
I know, Rick.
because
Good discussion. Good discussion.
But for me, it's just like I don't know. I gotta hold myself accountable for not for taking care of myself, not overextending myself for others. Which my family does come first, but at the same time, you at the end of the day, you cannot be there for everyone, friends, family, all that. You don't want to stretch yourself so thin that you end up neglecting yourself. So you still, at the end of the day, have to be accountable for yourself. Your your mental state, your physical state, both of those are crucial. So you just, regardless of whatever you do to decompress, relax, you have to take that into account. What makes you you? And that's what I feel like I have to be more accountable for, because I have gotten to that point where I was run ragged and so thin, and I forgot about myself. Yeah.
Just solid points all around, god damn it. um what stuck out to me from what you said was, not overextending yourself with family, and they can run you ragged. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you're holding yourself accountable, but I think that also goes for the people around you too. Like, do you guys find, have a hard time holding people around you accountable as well? Like in terms of like family or workers or just anybody. Like you guys find it's a little difficult holding
Right.
other people to a standard type deal?
Right.
I love how you stole my question, but yeah, that's actually one of the early things that was an issue for me personally. I would like if someone's slacking off, we'll say that I'll try to cover them, which technically has nothing to do with me, but I just want things to be easy, laid back. But in turn, that puts more stress upon myself. Anyone else?
I know I completely agree with that, because like you per se, regardless of what position you are in, you should not have to cover the slack of somebody else who is expected to do their job. But at the end of the day, you might have to, because you have no other choice. It's either it does not get done, or you got to make it get done. And who wants shit rolls downhill? So if somebody doesn't do it, you're going to hear it, and they're going to hear it, and so on and so forth. So yeah, shit just rolls downhill, and I don't want to be the one who catches it.
Mm. I feel like it's easier for me to hold other people accountable than it is to hold myself accountable. Because a lot of times I know exactly what to do or what needs to be done. So I'm like, all right, this is your goal. You do this, 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 this. But sometimes doing that yourself, you try to justify and make excuses why you can't get it done, but you know what to do, and it's easy for you to tell it to others.
Yeah, I've had to do that at work, even though I'm not a manager. There's one individual in particular that I've had to get on for like the past 2-3 weeks, and he thinks it's a game. And they're like, Carl, it's not your responsibility. No, it is my responsibility, because if somebody else is going to hear it, and like they're going to hear it because of his actions, and I refuse to let anybody fall because of somebody else's dumb crap. I can't do that. Nope.
No, I feel that. It's interesting. You mentioned that it's easier to hold other people accountable and harder to hold yourself accountable. Like, I would agree with that 100%. You know, because you know what to do. You kind of give yourself slack, you know, with different things, and it's easy to fall into the trap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll do it later, whatever. But I know in terms of work, that's a different thing. I know on the military side of the house, like they're all about accountability. Like we hear that word a lot, type situation. So now I guess I kind of want to shift this more towards, I guess, the relational aspect, right? Because Carl, that's what you were leaning on.
Yes.
Now, what aspect of that did you want to hit on, Carl? I want to let you kind of vent it out a little bit, bro.
Well, what started this was I saw a video by Miss Melanie King. Chris, I know you don't agree with her 100%. But she was actually like reacting to a video where this woman divorced her husband, right? And what stuck out to me about that video was that the woman in question like basically said that her husband loved her unconditionally, her and her son unconditionally, but she wanted more as far as like, you know, financial stuff like that, and she felt like he couldn't provide. My whole point about that was she kind of did take accountability, but she took it too late. It's like you got rid of a relationship wise a perfect man, like quote unquote. And like, why would you do that? I understand, like, okay, the financial wasn't coming in as fast as you wanted, but that's why you build. That is why you build. That is why you help bring each other up, not bring each other down like that. Because I know that man had to be crushed, and to take accountability for something like that too late, that to me is very messed up. I was very angry by the end of that video.
Yeah, no, you were talking pretty passionately about it, and I think I saw that on a couple other panels, that story you're talking about. So the lady in question, she remarried to a guy who has money, but she regretted divorcing her ex-husband who actually cared about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So accountability in that aspect. Well, I guess I pose the question to you all then. Let's flip it around. Like, if you, like, say you had the woman of your dreams, right? She did everything. She cooked, she cleaned, she rubbed your back, scratch your head, take your shoes off when you come in the house, all that stuff, right? But it's not enough, right? Like, what more could you need at that point? Because I mean, from our perspective, it's not necessarily the financial thing, but like, why would you leave that? I guess, or why would it not be enough? I'll pose it like that.
My guess is somebody's gotten bored of complacency. Everything is too perfect, and they want to spice it up for some form of excuse that they want to make to, you know, do something else that gives them excitement or a thrill. that they feel like they aren't getting. So most people will ruin what a good thing by trying to find or scratch that itch, so to say.
All right. What you think? What you think, Carl or TD? Chime in whenever, y'all.
I'm gonna let TD go first.
That's a tough question.
So I have to agree with Suspect. Some people can get bored even if something is perfect. Like have you ever played a game and you played this game, it has everything you want. The customization, the exploration, all the features. You're playing this game and you're like, this is the most amazing thing I have ever experienced. But if you keep playing that game forever, even though it has everything you want, you're like, well, what's next? Maybe there's a better game coming out or an advertisement that kind of draws you in. And the advertisement kind of being another person. Sometimes that person seems just as perfect. And you're like, well, what do they have to offer me? And I guess that's how someone can leave behind something that's already great.
Solid point. Carl, what you thinking of?
My thought on it is I agree with Suspect, but I'll add a little bit to it. I kind of feel like it's like complacency is an internal flaw. Like you have to search within yourself what's wrong. Like why would you leave somebody like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like because you mentioned that the woman regretted what she did.
She did, yep.
And it's like, okay, I got a woman who, like you said, does everything for me. Like, me personally, there ain't no way I'm leaving that. I am not leaving that. I will stay bored because it's like, okay, I move on. They say that the grass is greener on the other side. I'll also add this. Snakes can be in that grass. Seriously. Snakes can be in the grass. And you don't want to get bit. So you might want to figure out, like, okay, why would I leave before you leave? Like find out, look within before you make an action that you can't correct.
That's a fair point too. The grass is not always greener, and snakes hide in tall grass as well. You're right. I don't know. I guess from my perspective, thinking about it, it would have to be the same. Either, if you're getting everything that you want, I would say you have to figure out why you are bored. Like, why do you think it's boring, or is boring even necessarily a bad thing? Right? Because I mean, to me, I feel like I'm a boring guy. Like I'm married, I go to work, come home, do the dad thing, do this on the weekends. Like my life is pretty standard. But to me, I'm good with that. Like I don't need too much excitement. It's like I'm good. Because it's not a lot of drama in my life. It's simple. So I think that's the question that folks really got to think about is, well, why am I bored? Why do I feel the need to deal with all this type of drama and all this craziness in my life? Or the excitement. Why I got to be slapping? Somebody got to be slapping me, or I'm slapping somebody outside the head type thing. That's just my take on it. Oh, Jude dropped out. He's playing.
Good.
Yeah, I mean,
he needs to take accountability for this.
Yeah, we need to.
He knew he had this at 6.
He knew he had a session tonight, and he decided to play the card game. This guy, man.
Knew we had this session, boy.
Priorities. Come on. Oh, Chris, there was something else I was gonna add.
Yeah, what you got, bro? Fire off.
Part of I was gonna touch on female accountability.
Okay.
But also I'm gonna twist it just a little bit.
Floor is yours, fam.
The accountability of men, and part of that accountability is the choices you make. Because I saw a situation this Thursday that I was like, Oh, I'm definitely going to talk about this. So there was a woman, an attractive woman, passed by the bar. Right, I was
Mhm.
coming home from work. She blew a kiss at a guy. This man, in no time flat, caught up with her, started talking, spitting game, and I'm just like, bruh, you don't know who this woman is. You don't know she got a boyfriend. You don't know anything about her. She just blew you a kiss, and you just on her heels. You need to figure this stuff out before you make those type of decisions.
So you think he was wrong for going after her? I mean, it sounded like she was sending him some choosing signals, man. Like,
Mhm.
if I was single, right? Let's say G was single for a minute.
Mm.
I'm out at the bar. I see a chick, she's staring at me hard. Like she is just look like she's giving me the glance. She's giving me the look.
Which don't happen often.
She's giving me the look and she does the little kiss blow. To me, from my perspective, I'm like, okay, well, she wants me to come talk to her, so I'm gonna go talk to her. Like, I
Right.
mean, but it sounds like you're saying the dude was off, or he should have considered some things.
Yeah, like you and Jude, if his crazy butt would get back here. Um, like it depends on what. Like to me, it's about location. Because again, you have no idea if this woman like is involved with somebody. Like you don't know. She's like, who knows? Like you said before, she may be trying to move on from somebody else, but has not yet done it. You don't know that. You have no idea about that. All you know is she's attractive. She's sending you
Mhm.
choosing signals, like you're saying. However, like say you end up getting the digits, calling her, and then you got some dude also on her line, like, yo, homie, what are you doing? This is my lady.
But I don't think that would be your fault though. I mean, because how would you know any of that
Exactly.
stuff
And
unless you talk to
Sure.
her?
you are playing devil's advocate, honestly, but you are, they say, what, let's say ignorant is bliss. You don't know, so how can you deal with that? You have to deal with it when that problem arises. So yeah, you can ask questions, but it's at their discretion if they want to tell you or not.
Right.
And in today's times, I would say if a woman blows you a kiss, that's pretty inviting.
Yeah.
You take that opportunity, because nowadays, if you just walked up to someone that wasn't blowing you a kiss or giving you any signals, even if it was just politely, it may not end up well.
Yeah.
It's really hard to gauge how to approach someone when the game has changed significantly since we were probably out there exploring. So and that's you could look at it pessimistically, but you don't know. You blow the kiss, you approach, you can ask those questions. Hey, do you have a man? Because I don't. That's not for me. Um, so I don't think that person was wrong personally, but that's just me.
That
Let-
man, that feel like that circles back to what I said just a bit ago about how, like, yeah, that bored and complacency, and they want that little thrill, that little
Man.
bump, you know.
Mm.
Mm,
And then you have a
Man, we
choice. If she tells you, "Hey, I have a man, but I want a thrill,"
But see,
you can
that's
accept, or you can just keep moving and
right. You gotta
potentially
be
save your life.
you gotta be accountable for your actions.
right.
Yeah, Carl, were you like going more for that perspective? Like she should be accountable in that situation?
Not necessarily her, more like him. It's like
Hmm.
I'm just saying, like, be careful of the choices that you make. Like
Okay.
check, cross them T's and dot them I's. Cause like y'all said, it's like it's very hard to navigate that in this day and age. But also with that being said and keeping that in mind, it's also very easy to get hurt. like either emotionally or physically. Because I know dudes like who don't play that stuff, and they will come try and find you. He said, "I'm kind of here. Get your butt
Yeah,
back here."
his phone died. This man, see, yeah, we're gonna have to hold him real accountable for this one. This man.
But yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. You got to be incredibly careful because it could. It's a difference between, you know, it can be a difference between life and death sometimes. You never know how different people are going to react to you hitting on their lady. Or if they have a lady, because ladies like to play games, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree. Life is about decisions, right? You got to gauge your situation. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Case has got to charge your phone for homie talk. That's right. That's
For
right,
real.
Kay. You tell him.
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
It was. It
Everybody's
literally is
firing
his.
again.
It's literally
his
his episode
week.
tonight. I'm like, come on, man. But yeah, life is all about decisions. You gotta. Wait,
Go
who
ahead,
we
go
missing?
You missed, he blocked me in the chat.
Oh yeah, because he did. He used his admin
You-
powers and got you out of there.
Oh shit.
He said my
That's some.
phone died. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah,
Where your
he's playing
charger
the
at? Hold on.
he's playing the children's card game. That's what he's doing.
For real.
That's what
Hold
he's
on,
doing.
man. Children card game number 2. You gotta get that right. First one's you.
Well, you're right. You're right. Yeah, man. Well, you know, so I'm gonna steer us in a slightly different direction. I got a clip
Okay.
that I want to share,
Uh-oh.
and I want to get y'all's opinion because this is kind of dealing with, I guess you would call it modern day type stuff, right? Modern, as Kevin Samuels would say, modern women.
If you're too careful. Okay, I agree with Kay. Because I get told this constantly.
Hey, just make them sign non-disclosure agreements, bro.
Hey, what's the saying? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
No risk, no reward.
Yep.
No risk, no reward. That's it, man.
He said non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, non-disclosures.
You know how many of those I'm gonna have to make?
Hey, just have them ready. Like,
Yeah,
hey, you know,
just print out 100, and then once you get close to 50, start printing out some more.
All right, but check this clip out. So this is kind of dealing with the theme of tonight. I'm gonna add it in real quick. So it's from TikTok. Obviously, you know TikTok is where all the stuff comes from. So let's see what she has to say. It's a modern day feminist, I guess you would say.
It's not all men. You know that it goes both ways, right? It happens to men too. Yes, it does. But do you know what the difference is? With you, it is individual. With us, it is systematic. It happens in family. It happens multiple times in public. It happens openly in school, with doctors, with teachers, with authority figures. It happens even on live TV. And no, by saying this, I'm in no way, shape, or form belittling male victims. But do you know what I found interesting? That the only time when you speak about male suffering is when you defend yourself when we speak up. If you truly care about male victims and male suffering, then make videos about it. I am so sorry that I talk about this systematic oppression of women because what I'm talking about is not happening since days, since months, or since years. It happened since the beginning of time. It's not all men.
I have something to say. Hold on. I'm about to go off.
Go for it, Carl. Go for it.
Okay, firstly, that woman looked like she needs all sorts of therapy and Jesus. Not in that order. Secondly, there are videos about it by men and women. And more and it seems like a lot of ladies are doing it too. Like they're just making videos about like men's rights and stuff like that. Like I've been checking a lot of them. I could go through a lot of names, but I'll just drop one. Dee Dee. Chris, I don't know if you know about her, but I've been checking out her videos and she seems pretty legit to me. But That's your discretion, not mine, because sometimes I'm not good at reading it. And as far as the rest of what she's talking about, whoever.
Hey, I was just about to say that
I
because
love Kay, man.
I was about to say, I don't know if I'm old, but that constant zooming in and out was distracting me. Whenever you want to have a serious message, serious
Right.
conversation, I feel like you need
psychotic.
you need to keep the camera still, please.
Right.
My eyes aren't what they used to be.
Like,
I can't constantly adjust like that.
Seriously, she was ridiculous because it's like female oppression has been talked about for a very long time. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Listen, I'm over here scratching my head like, what oppression? Like, what? I don't think it even exists anymore.
Yeah.
For real, in America anyway. I mean, now other parts of the world, sure, but in America, women are the most free they have ever been. It's like, for real, this they had the sexual liberation, they have freedom of choice, they're making more money than us in a lot of places. I mean, I don't know what this oppression is, and I don't know if that chick was actually American or not, or maybe she was, but I mean, you have the freedom to get on TikTok and talk about your oppression. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. And then
take responsibility and make.
What's he say? Make her bed for her video. Well, yeah, I guess if you're gonna put a video out there, you should make sure your background's straight. Don't look at my bed now.
Both of them count. Both of them count. Accountability and responsibility.
Damn.
Accountability.
That's messed up.
But other impressions, what else y'all were y'all able to glean from that, aside from the crazy zoom and oppression?
I'll say it again. She was psychotic.
I agree. So TD, y'all got anything else on her? On that one?
I didn't really get a clear message. Like I guess she was talking about oppression, but there was no facts, no data, I didn't see where she was really leading. I couldn't even tell you what to think. The thought came on my mind about double standards though. And I was watching the episode of a show called The Circle. This may not have any relevance, but let's see.
Go for it.
They have a special guest. It's a celebrity in there, and this celebrity is a female group. I'm not going to spoil it just in case anyone watches that show. But there was a trivia question where they asked which one of these celebrities grabbed Prince Charles' ass, right? And I was thinking, if the roles were reversed, like this wouldn't be just a fun trivia question you put out there. That's where my mind went when she started talking. But I was distracted by the zooming, so maybe she had some really good points. I didn't catch them.
Yeah, he would have been burned. He would have been burned.
Oh, that's a good point about the double standards. Yeah, her and her not really making any real points. She just kind of did a mouth salad type thing, or what they call it. Yeah, I guess it's a word salad, right? You just spewing out words and they don't really mean nothing. The double standard thing, I did think about that as well. Like, we hold men accountable for like assault and stuff like that, what they would consider assault. But if if a woman does it, it's fun and games. It's crazy. Which is
crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Because I actually had that when I was out. I do go out to the bar, but I do not drink really, unless my friends are involved and I trust my friends. And I don't drink much. Thank you, Kay. It's true. So one night I was out, I was just eating a plate of chips, right? This lady unceremoniously, I don't know. Hold on, man. it gets wild. So this woman takes a chip and eats it. I don't know this woman from anything. She goes sit down. I'm like, I done lost my appetite. I give her the rest of my plate of chips, and then she comes up and slaps my ass. For real.
Mm.
And
I
I'm
believe
like,
it too. Mhm.
huh?
Not said I believe it, because like things like that have definitely happened to me, and I'm like,
I'm just
you can
like,
never get away with that.
I'm just
Right.
like, double standard is so real in this world, and nobody pays attention.
Nope. Oh, well, you know what? I will say this. I think it also depends on how you look as well. So I don't know if you guys believe in pretty privilege or handsome privilege.
100%.
You know, like if you look like I don't know, let's say you look like Johnny Depp or let's say we look like Idris Elba.
I was
Right.
just about to bring up his name. You beat me to it.
Say you look like Idris Elba and you go out and you just tap a girl on the shoulder and you like bring her in, like you're just out, you're all at the bar. Like she probably won't mind because you look like Idris Elba. But if G goes out there and does it, I'm
I know that's his name. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you fucking saying his name weird as shit.
That's his name, Idris Elba.
All right, continue. That's just me nitpicking it. I don't know. It's just weird how you're saying it, but
what's the right way to say it?
I believe it's Idris, but don't quote me.
Idris.
I think
okay.
So.
Tomato. We suspects just being picky.
Kind at this, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, they kind of am, but like, continue.
Yeah, but so if you look like Idris Elba, God damn it, you go out there, you get a pass on some stuff. You know, if you do something, I don't know, you pick a girl up or you kiss a girl on the cheek or something, it's looked at as romantic or, you know, they think it's funny or sweet. But if you don't look like that, they think you're creepy. And I think it's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the same case. Y'all think it's the same for women? The same type of deal?
That's a little bit more difficult to discern, to be honest. Because I've seen
because they get pretty privileged.
If I jump in there, I would say, yeah, I think it's the same. In the sense that you're saying if an ugly, attractiveness challenged individual were to come up to me and, you know, grab one of my chips, would I personally, I would say I would toss all those chips right on the track, right on the ground. Yeah. But at the same time, if you know an attractive female were to come up and take a chip, I'm like, would you like another one?
And she gave me a rose. I forgot to mention that part.
She gave you a rose?
Yes.
I don't even see why you're complaining.
You don't come up and grab people's food.
But then you give
them
a rose.
How pretty you are. Go ahead.
The rose is more expensive than the chip.
Hey, go away.
You take the rose. You sell the rose for another plate of chips. You good.
Facts, bro.
Not wrong. Okay, you evil, yo.
A person that should, I like that.
Oh my god.
Person that should, yep. Yeah. He always drops these funny little isms here and there. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
But if you wear a mask, because I've tried that experiment, and trust me, people freak out.
Oh my god. There's something flying around here. I'm sorry, I got distracted. It's like a little gnat, and I just want to smash it. I want to just freaking Hulk smash Omega clap this gnat that's flying around. Okay.
I'm gonna keep that joke to myself.
Well, go ahead, suspect. Go ahead. You've been quiet today, so I want some input.
I think I know where suspect is going with that.
I'm be the bigger person. You already know. You already know where I'm going, but I'm be the big person.
Oh my god, terrible.
Hey, I got one more clip I want to share. Another TikTok, but it's a dude this time. All right.
Hold that man accountable to where he at though.
Where he at? Hang on. Hang on. Here it comes. Here it comes. Okay. So this is more about men holding men accountable. So we're kind of going in the other direction.
Okay. Let's see.
All right. Here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Start a
Oh.
fight in one sentence or less.
All of us men are the reason why women don't feel safe. But Monty, not all men. I'm a nice guy. All of us have stared at a woman way too long in public or in a gym and looked like a creep. All of us have been turned down, and when a woman said no, we didn't take that first no as a direct no. And let's not even get into sexual assault statistics or rape statistics. And I find this funny. Every woman knows another woman, multiple women, who've been sexually assaulted or sexually harassed. And yet us dudes, we don't know any guy who's done those things. At the end of the day, fellas, we got to do better. It's about holding ourselves accountable for our thoughts, for our actions, and for our inactions, all right?
Start a fight in one sentence.
All right. Thoughts on what that brother had to say?
Do you know somebody who's sexually assaulted somebody?
I was about to say, I don't.
I truly don't.
Nope.
I truly don't. But yeah, that is something that like men have to be accountable for, because the first two I can kind of agree with what he said. Yeah, I'm not innocent. I've done it, but the last one, it is. I've heard multiple times about how women get sexually assaulted or harassed by men, or they don't want to take that no as a no, and then try to push it, and it's fucked up. Truth be told, just it's crazy because
Source, dude, trust me.
The first two I feel like are just universal though.
Right.
I mean, if a female sees an attractive guy, she looks, and she might keep looking. The whole no thing, I mean, it can be confusing because not everyone is playing hard to get, but some people are. And then they get mad when you don't realize that they're playing hard to get, and you're like, what? You said no. What's the problem? I stopped. They're like, no, you're supposed to keep going. So the first two, I don't see being exclusive.
I feel like that's just playing mental games that like it's too much. Like for like people who, let's say we as men, we're sometimes, some of us, I'm gonna say all of us, some of us are dense as hell. We might not pick up on that first one or that second one, and the chasing and all that, but like hell, even to this day, I got a girl, and like she be like trying to give me hints and shit. I'm like, huh, what? It was just, at this point, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you mean. Just say it, just shit like that. So I mean, if you're not straight to the point, in my perspective, if you're not straight to the point, I might not understand what you mean. I might take it the wrong way, or I might take it the right way. I don't know.
No, I think that's a good point. Kay just brought up a good point here as well. Going back to pretty privilege, how quickly does a missed flirt turn into I was harassed or sexually assaulted? Again, I think it just depends on the person. What he's saying, yeah, I agree with you, TD. It's not exclusive to men because women do the same things. They look and stare. I mean, I think it's weird. They're talking about stuff that people do to get with people, right? I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking if I were a single dude and I were out at the bar and I see some nice chick, I'm gonna look your way, drop some hints, or she's gonna look my way and drop some hints, or hell, even if you at the gym, right? You at the gym to get right, and it be some good looking people in the gym. I'm just saying, is it wrong to look? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like and the way women are dressing these days and all that stuff, like they know what they're doing.
God.
They know what they're doing. Now, I'm not saying they should be assaulted for it. No, I'm not promoting that kind of culture or that kind of idea at all. But I'm saying like when you go out and you dress a certain kind of way and everything is just out there and there's nothing to the imagination, well, what are you actually doing it for? I mean, other than to get attention.
And when that attention isn't given, they get mad.
Or if they get the wrong attention, if they get it from a dude they don't like.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
There's a song about that. There's a song about that.
What's the song?
There's a song about that.
Well, what's the song, Carl?
What was it? Take a Hint.
Take a Hint.
Yeah.
Who's the artist? Because I'm gonna look it up after.
I forgot her name. The girl off of Victorious, whatever her name, Victorious something.
Okay, yeah, I might have to go through the archives for that one, I think. So yeah, I wanna say, does anyone have any final thoughts on this? Because I'm gonna steer us in one last direction before we wrap this thing up tonight. Like any last takeaways
on the video that we were just watching?
Yeah, on that video there.
I agree with him. Like on the last one though, that one's on the last subject. Last point that he made, iffy, because you do hear about, but I don't know anybody personally that has done that. Because if I did, I'm not going to be talking to him with my words. I'm going to be talking to him very, very differently because I don't play that. I do not play. I don't play that crap. Like I have a sister, and if you go near my sister like that, she can defend herself, but that's still my family.
Carl, you said it all right there, bro. I know with a lot of these situations, a lot of the stories I covered in the past, I always like to put myself in people's shoes. I'll be like, hey, that's somebody's mom, or that's somebody's grandmom, or somebody's sister, type deal. I always think about it like that. So, and just stuff like that, like women are to be protected. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear about stuff like that, I'm like, we take it serious. You know what I mean? So, but this last thing I want to get into, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news, but the Roe v. Wade situation.
Oh boy,
This
is a heavy one.
So that one that's a whole can of worms, because I took several different points from that. And I told my friend last night, like, I got a question for the Supreme Court. Some of y'all have daughters. If I'm not mistaken about that, a few of them have daughters. This affects your daughters, like, in ways that I really don't want to go into. So, congratulations. You just put targets on their back. Then that's all I'm going to leave that to.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but isn't it one state that is like now trying or in the process of passing a law of the death penalty for abortion?
I didn't know that. I didn't know about that.
I think I heard about that, but I don't know what state it was.
I forgot what state it was, but yeah, if they're going to the extreme for first banning abortions and now the what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to the extreme just to try to prove a point or try to make it known that y'all don't want abortions to happen. You want to go to as so far as to condemn these people to kill them to death. That is more fucked up than like you taking control of their bodies and not letting them have an abortion. At the end of the day, what's so different from a man going and getting a vasectomy and a woman getting her tubes tied? What's so different about the man not being accountable for his child when it takes two to make one? How is it so easy for the man to get off scot-free besides just paying child support? And now this has come up where women can't have abortions in instances of rape where they're having a child from somebody that they never even wanted to interact with.
Right.
So like that's kind of fucked up in my opinion.
And that's where I was going. That's exactly, suspect. You hit home. Like, that's where I was going with that. I said to my friend last night, and I may get disagreed with, I may not, but you just excited every rapist in this country. I swear to God, you did. I swear to God, you did.
TD, what's your take on it, bro?
Whew.
I know this is a heavy one.
Yeah, this is a heavy one to end things off with. So, personally, I have never had anyone get an abortion. I don't have any children. I agree with Suspect's point. It's like the people that support this the most are also against the government's involvement on people's bodies the most. That's what I feel like. And so, if you're against this, I mean, from the moment that we're not getting a biology class or any type of, depths of that, but when that sperm hits where it's supposed to hit, when it hits that egg, that's life, right? So should we ban condoms? Should we ban, protection? And I mean, where does it end?
I didn't think about that.
So yeah, it's complicated. Personally, this is a system that's been in place for a long time as far as the ability to get abortions. And why now? Why are we taking down something that was already fought and already put into place at this point in time?
Okay, answer that.
I mean, there's a lot of different theories, but
fair enough.
I don't really have a chicken in this fight or whatever the expression is.
Leg in this race. But like, that makes me think about it now. That just to add on to that, like, organizations like Planned Parenthood are like, what's going to become of them? Are they going to be ousted for helping these people? Try to help with their problem, or blessing, whatever. If tomato, but it's condemning a lot of people.
Well, let me interject for a moment, Suspect. I want you to think about it like this, and I think K is hitting it on the head here too. Let me read his comment, and then I'll give my my point. It says one side sees it as a woman's right to have an operation, the other side sees it like the procedure is killing a person. It's just talking right past each other. So I would agree, people are talking right past each other and not just being rational about it, right?
Right.
So we got to think about why Roe v. Wade was established. Right. So the whole point was to give women the right to have the abortion on the federal level. Right. Because back when this law was passed, people were getting a lot of illegal abortions, and it was causing a lot of health issues with women. Women were getting hurt. Women were dying. The same barn that baby was conceived at was the same barn the baby was taken out at. You feel me? Type deal.
True.
So it was a national health crisis. So Congress, or the Supreme Court, they went and looked at it. They looked at the Constitution and they were like, hey, the Constitution does not, like, the way it's set up does not inherently give women the right to do it. So the way they did it was they looked at the right to privacy, right? And that's how they worked in, okay, women have the right to abort. reason why it's coming up now again, I think, is because it's a very hot topic amongst all. Like, you have some states saying, "Yo, this should be illegal." Some states are saying, "No, let's keep it." And here's my take on it. I'm gonna bring us home. I think that we have to look at it like this, from the woman's choice perspective. Where the woman feels like she has choice. I think the choice is made when you chose to lay down and create the baby. For most situations, right, with consensual sex is involved, I think that's kind of when the choice happens. If you lay down and you're not using protection, because we have, like, I think women have somewhere in the upwards of 30 different types of birth control, and we have condoms and stuff now. So that, okay, my body, my choice. That addresses that. Like, once that sperm hits just right, that's a baby, as far as I'm concerned. Um, so that's their choice. Now, the way this law is going to work, like, if they do it, the states still have the option of keeping abortion clinics. The whole point of revoking this at the federal level is to give this back to the states. So you might be in a state where it's illegal. You're gonna have to travel to a different state to get it done, if that makes sense. That's what we're looking at.
Well, who has who
Mm-hmm.
has the
resources,
or time or money to do? Yeah, resources, same shit.
Hey,
To
so this
do
is
that.
this is where accountability comes into play, though. Sus,
Right.
like, women are gonna have to make better decisions than what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? They can't just, my body, my choice lines up great with mandatory vaccines. Right.
Well,
Dang, UK.
That is true.
Let's take
true.
the side of the women for a quick second. So
go for it.
There are a lot of men that want their women to have abortions, and the woman,
true.
by she is refusing by any means necessary. If you make that illegal, now how does the male react when she legally can't get an abortion? Is he just going to say, okay, I accept, I take accountability and responsibility, have the baby? Or is this going to create a situation of, some enhanced in domestic violence? Because there are old school methods that were used, before abortions were just an operation, procedure that you could just walk in and get. And those weren't that great.
Oh yeah, they were terrible. I mean, there were using like coat hangers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Stairs.
there's a movie that comes to mind. If These Walls Could Talk. There was a specific scene where Demi Moore, I believe, used a coat hanger. Or she tried to use a needle or something. I think it was a coat hanger, but that was extremely hard to watch.
Well, yeah, but that's the reality of what they were dealing with. You know what I mean? But Congress, or I'm sorry, the Supreme Court, basically they were looking at that and they were like, okay, nothing in the Constitution actually supports it. They saw that unproportionately is a lot of black babies being aborted, out of all the different races in the country, and actually one of the justices was like, hey, why is this the case? Why are so many black children being aborted, type deal. And to kind of talk to your point, TD, I have to fall back on my accountability piece, man, because it does take two to tango. And if you're both laying down and doing the unprotected dance, then that's the risk. That's a consequence. I think there does have to be a consequence to having unprotected sex. You feel me? Which is the baby.
Yeah. I feel like that shouldn't be only. Sorry, my bad. I just interject real quick. I feel like that should not only be up to the women that should be. They are forced to take responsibility. For men, it's a choice. You kind of get where I'm coming at?
I get where you're getting at, yeah.
So that's where it's like, as men, as respectable men, let's say that.
Respectable, keyword.
Yeah.
Keyword.
You take responsibility for that, and you help raise that child. Albeit if it's from a distance, where if you and the mother ain't getting along, or if y'all are in the same household, as long as that child knows both of his parents and know that they are loved,
100% agree.
Right.
that's it.
But if you got two Dusties,
They-
two Dusty
I-
Dusties.
Why'd you have to do
Mm.
that, man? Why'd you have
Give
to
them
go
up to
there?
the state. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
No.
that's why where I find it difficult if there are no exceptions. Like there's so many scenarios where it's like, really, there's no exception. Like let's say the guy's crazy, and he's like, she's like, hey, make sure you use a condom, and she's like, I'm on birth control, and he's like, cool, but it feels better without it, and then it just,
Mhm.
you take it off, and then baby happens, and the other person did everything they could and thought everything was going smoothly. Like there's no exceptions. That's where I personally find it difficult. Like,
Well, definitely, I agree. There should be exceptions in terms of grape and scenarios where someone, one is doing all they can, the other's not. Definitely. I know Jude. He's not in here right now, but he mentioned this while we were talking offline. You have those cases where it's like incest. You got Billy Bob, doing the damn thing. So,
I
because
did have something. Because I just thought about this.
what you got?
So,
Some more water.
I guess I'll call her my former. Yes, she's my ex. But she, one time we just got done doing the do, all that good stuff. And she had asked me, will you be my baby dad? I was like, no, I'm gonna be your husband. I will, and we ain't having no children before we're ready. So I take that extremely seriously. If I'm gonna have a child, I'm gonna have that child under the right circumstances, will be provided for, will be protected, will be loved. So that's why I always make choice. Like I try to make good decisions as far as the ladies I encounter, because like I want her, first and foremost. I want I want her to be my wife one day, and secondly, I want her to be the mother of my child. But she has to be the right one. But it's a roll of the dice. You don't know who you're gonna get.
I'm gonna hit you with a curveball. I'm gonna hit you with a curveball though. Let's say
Oh, what you got?
this woman that you want to be your potential wife and whatever. Would you accept them if they have one prior to you?
Yes.
Wait. You mean like if
So
they
you
had a
would
child prior?
yes. Would you hold yourself accountable to raising another man's child?
Yes. But you're not hitting me with child support for another man.
Oh hell no! Fuck no!
Because I actually heard about that. Like I don't know the specifics of it, like per se, but I heard there was a law where you can get hit with child support for another man's child.
That's bullshit.
Well, yes,
Trust me, I know. Like I
certain
have to dig
states.
deeper,
I
but
don't know about that.
Well, if you look at oh, go ahead, TD. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say I've dated in the past people with children, and maybe I was in the right state, but there was never any conversation about paying child support.
Or maybe they didn't think about it, because two guys, Abba and Preach, they actually covered that story, and it was like one of the strangest things I've ever seen. There's actually some weird law where I forgot what it was called, and I forgot the specifics of it, but there's a law where they can make you pay, or like the court or whatever can make you pay for another man's child. And I'm like, that's insane.
Maybe that's in Canada. Aren't they Canadian?
I don't know. It's somewhere.
Not in the USA.
No, they do that up in Michigan, bro. In Michigan.
Okay.
They out of Michigan.
Nope. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Baby was born. I think the dude who wasn't the biological father signed the birth certificate, and in the state of Michigan, like you're considered the dad at that point. So you getting hit.
No, miss me with that. Yeah.
Even with the DNA test, they still hit you with the stuff. Like, so, the whole point of this whole thing is today, like, you got to be careful about the decisions you make. Hold yourself accountable accordingly. Hold those around you accountable. Don't mess with no dusties. You got to be aware of the laws too, because the Roe v. Wade thing, like, that's going to be reality soon, I think. Really more so for the women. You got to be careful who you out there just laying down with. Use protection, because you're about to be stuck with some babies, man. Like, for real.
Use protection, or Chris, like I said before, like in the case of Drake, when you and me talked off, me and Jude talked offline, I was like, don't lay down with that lady. Don't
that
do
damn
it.
hot sauce.
Sometimes you gotta avoid the nookie. Like, I'm serious with that. Like, I know it's a very difficult thing to do because women look good and you want to get up in that, but sometimes you should avoid getting up in that because you don't know what you're getting into.
I mean, we were talking about Drake with the hot sauce and the condom type joint. So, I mean, hey, my stance is the same with that. Drake has access to all kinds of women. You know what I mean? Wait, what did Kay say? Use the ultimate protection. That one joke,
What?
I don't know what the joke is. Is it that joke that Suspect was going to say that he didn't say?
No.
But any closing remarks, gentlemen, before we wrap this up?
I got nothing.
Good.
Short.
Stay true to yourself. Be vigilant. And
unlike Jude, take accountability.
Yeah, take accountability. And the last thing I will say, and I'm being very serious with this, especially with the Roe v. Wade decision, men, be careful who spreads their legs for you, and women, be careful who you let stick their stuff in you. I'm serious about that.
Hey, that's just common stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jude did miss the entire episode. But for you folks watching at home, thanks for tuning in. For you folks that watch it later, make sure you comment. I mean, what do you think about any of the stuff that we talked about today? Do you think this Roe v. Wade thing is a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know down in the comments below. Hit the like and the share button. And until next time, y'all, peace. And then we